Hi, so I'm just making this video partly to kind of tell my friends and family what's going on with me, but also I know throughout my little experience there's a lot of people who don't have a whole lot of information and don't feel connected to other people who are going through the same thing. So thought I'd make a video, kind of let everyone know that there's me, I'm here for you, and love you. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start with a little story time of what's been going on, what's happened. I went to college at Baylor, Second Bears, and I don't know, it was fine. I was doing pretty well. I was working out every day, eating right. I was doing pretty good. And then in November-ish, I have an Apple Watch, so I started noticing my heart rate was going really weird, and then I was also kind of losing my appetite a little bit. So I just kind of brushed it off, and I was mentioned it to my mom. She was like, yeah, you're probably just stressed. And we were like, yeah, okay, it's fine. Yeah, so now it's January. I started getting worse, and so I went to the Baylor campus clinic just to see if they knew anything, if they could just give me something, fix it, it would be fine. And so I got there, and they were taking my vitals, heart rate, and all that, and my sitting resting heart rate was 170, and it was just it wasn't going down super fast, and I didn't feel horrible, but the doctor and the nurse that were there, they were like, you need to go to the ER right now. And so later that day I was like, yeah, I'll go. And so went to ER, and they said I was dehydrated and really anemic. My hemoglobin was 7.2, and at 7 they give you a blood transfusion, so I was pretty anemic. So at the ER they basically just told me to take iron supplements and then try to drink more water, basically. I was pretty much fine with that, I guess. And then I went to a cardiologist just to make sure, because my heart was still going really fast. And so I went there. This guy was so rude. He was so mean to me. Guys, if you're ever planning on being a doctor, do not be a mean doctor, and don't be dismissive, because that's a bummer. We don't like that here. And if you have experienced that, I'm so sorry. It's better. There are good doctors out there. But yeah, so the cardiologist was just really mean to me, so I was like, I'm going somewhere else. So my mom is really good friends with this holistic doctor, and so we started talking, and she was like, maybe there's a digestive issue going on, and so we tried a few natural remedies like apple cider vinegar and B12, your typical your stomach hurts type of stuff. And I just was still getting worse. I couldn't eat really much of anything. I was eating a cup of mashed potatoes a day. And at this point I was still in college, and I wasn't really able to make it to class. I was just so tired and couldn't do anything. And so I have a whole spiel. We're about to go on a rant here. So Baylor has an attendance policy that's if you miss so many classes, you automatically fail your class, which is ridiculous and totally not okay. So I really don't like attendance policies, because you don't have to physically be at class to do well. I had pretty much all A's still, but because I wasn't able to go to class, I had to drop out of college, because I was gonna fail anyway, even though I had good grades, which is that's ridiculous. Schools do better. Yeah, so that happened. So I went home, and then I saw a family doctor here, and he said that I probably had celiac disease, and so I got referred to Cook Children's Gastroenterology. And so then I had blood testing and scope, a little camera down your throat and all of that. It showed I didn't have celiac, so then we were like, what's going on? This is crazy. I've been to the ER twice since then, dehydration, passed out one time, so we just had a really not a stellar time since then. I think I have gastroparesis and something called postural orthostatic tachycardia, which is why my heart goes really fast all the time, but also really slow. I don't know, it's really crazy. And then an umbrella for all of that is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder where your collagen doesn't quite work right, and it makes you pretty flexible and like causes a bunch of different issues, and like your skin's really delicate. Like I get blisters all the time, and my skin rips really easily from like stickers and like tape and stuff. Like I have the most delicate, soft skin like of all time, and like you can do like bendy stuff, like my elbows are hyper mobile, like just all that kind of stuff. Next Monday, I have a couple tests, and I'm going to be admitted to do those tests, and I'm going to try to like do a video while I'm there to kind of explain what's going on, because I looked on the internet to try to figure out what this test was, and I couldn't find anything at all. Like there's one video on YouTube about it, and it's not super helpful. If you're seeing this video and that's your video, like it's a great video, but like there's only one, you know, like so I just want to make another one to help people who are also gonna have this and like kind of going through the same stuff. So if you want to keep watching, the next few clips should be me having this little test done. It's not gonna be super fun, so if you're here for that reason, that should be happening the next clip. Bye. So I'm just gonna give a quick explanation of all the clips for the gastric emptying scan or study or test or whatever they say or call it. So basically what you do is you go to the hospital or wherever their little scanner is, and they'll give you usually eggs, sometimes oatmeal or anything like that. And the eggs have like a little radioactive dye in it. Doesn't hurt you, doesn't feel gross or anything. And you'll eat it as much as you can, and then immediately afterwards they'll lay you on that little scanner, and then you'll be laying down and the bed will rise and then slide underneath like the picture taking part, and then you'll lay there for a minute, and then they'll slide it out, and then you get out, and then you wait half an hour, however long they're testing it for. You'll do another picture, come out, and then wait again, and then do that as many times at whatever interval they want you to do it for. And they'll take a picture of your stomach, and then they can see how much egg dye is still in your stomach after each picture, and that will tell them how fast you're digesting food, usually. So mine, the sandwich definitely made me feel sick for forever afterwards. But I think my scan came back mostly normal, which, okay, is a good thing, sort of, but it also meant that I didn't really get immediate answers, which is a bummer. So my doctor had already scheduled the manometry test, and so the next couple days is when I had that, and so that's what these next clips are for. So it's been a few hours,
was a lot, but it's okay. I thought I was gonna have to lay flat most of the time, but I am allowed to sit up. I guess now's a good time to kind of explain what this is. So I had a endoscopy this morning where they placed this, and this is a tube that has sensors at the bottom that they placed throughout my stomach and small intestine. There's the other end of them. So there's a few. And so tomorrow morning they're gonna have me eat something and then use the sensors to measure how my muscles are working. Update for the people. My throat doesn't hurt so bad, which is good. My nose is sore now. And it started running like crazy. I got a tissue. Yeah, so that's fun. I just shoved a tissue in my nose. So I'm just going to explain what kind of happened for the Antroduodenal Manometry Study. So basically I went in Wednesday morning and they put me to sleep in the little surgical place, and they put a little tube down my nose, and in the tube they threaded wires with little sensors at the end, and the sensors they placed specifically throughout my stomach and small intestine. And then I woke up, had a tube in my nose. Very uncomfortable, very big and stiff. It's not fun. And so since the sensors are in a really specific spot, you're not really allowed to get up or like sit up or move around too much. And so I was on bed rest for 2 days. Not fun. So be prepared for that. But pretty much other than bed rest and having the tube in your nose, it's really not too bad. So the next morning after I had the tube placed is when they ran the study. They can't do it the same day because the meds from anesthesia will mess up the results. So for the test, they had me hooked up on the other end of the sensors, and they had little water going through the tubes and stuff. And they hooked that up to a computer, and the computer could measure how the muscles were working, like the pressure and the movement in my stomach and small intestine. And so they ran that for a couple hours just by itself. And then they gave me one medicine to make my stomach move. That made me really nauseous. And then an hour after that, one to make my small intestine move. And that was also not fun. And then for the 5th hour of the test, they had me eat a little bit, and then they measured how my stomach moved after eating, and by now all the meds had worn off. And so basically for my test, my stomach didn't move unless it was on medication, and after I ate something it was absolutely not moving at all. So I did get diagnosed with gastroparesis despite having a normal gastric emptying scan. So I would say that the manometry study is much more accurate, but it's a lot of a hassle and it's really uncomfortable. But if your doctor still thinks you probably have gastroparesis despite having the normal gastric emptying scan, you might want to ask about a Antroduodenal Manometry test. Yeah, that's about it. Bye.